Sparky, calm down. Okay, what's up? Hey Sparky. Now, what has got you so excited? It's Easter. Yes, I know it's Easter. Happy Easter. Now, I did have an Easter egg for you somewhere, Sparky. I wonder where it's... Sparky says he's eaten it. How many eggs have you eaten, Sparky? 22? That is so many. No wonder you're so excited. Oh my goodness. Sparkies, I think Sparky might need a little moment to calm down, but we have got the next part of the Easter story coming up today. So let's go.
Jesus was taken to be questioned by the high priests and the Jewish lawmakers. They called up witnesses against him, but Jesus didn't say anything. Finally, they asked him, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" He said, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man sitting on the right-hand side of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." They beat him for what he had said and said he deserved to die. Early the next morning, they took him to Pilate, the Roman leader, to be executed. Pilate asked what he had done, and they brought many charges against him. Pilate questioned Jesus himself, but could not find a reason to execute him, and Herod questioned him too. It was custom for them to release one prisoner at that time of year, and Pilate took him out to show the Jewish people. Pilate said, "Shall I release Jesus, King of the Jews?" But the priests had told the crowds what to say, and they called out for a criminal called Barabbas to be released instead. When he showed them Jesus, they shouted, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate didn't want to crucify Jesus, but he also didn't want to upset the Jewish leaders. Jesus was beaten by the soldiers, who divided up his clothes between them. They dressed him in purple, with a crown of thorns on his head, and made him carry the big, heavy cross. They nailed his arms and legs to the cross and stood it on the top of a hill, with a criminal on a cross on either side of him. Above his head they put a notice saying, "This is Jesus, King of the Jews." The crowd mocked him, but one of the criminals turned to him and said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." At midday, the sky suddenly went dark. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." He died. The earth shook, rocks split open, and in the same moment the curtain in the temple was torn in two. A soldier stuck his sword into Jesus' side to check that he was dead. Jesus' followers were very sad. A man named Joseph offered that Jesus could be buried in his tomb, and the body was taken there. The Romans rolled a stone in front of the grave and set a guard in front of it, knowing that Jesus had said he would rise from the dead after 3 days. The next day was the Sabbath, and no one was allowed to do anything. But the morning after, some of the women went to anoint Jesus' body with oils. When they reached the tomb, they were shocked to see that the stone had been rolled away. They went inside, but though the grave clothes were there, Jesus was gone. Suddenly there was a bright light and angels appeared, saying, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, he is risen. Remember, he told you the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners, crucified, and then after 3 days he will rise again." The women were amazed and went to tell the disciples, who were confused and amazed. Later, 2 disciples were walking along a road to a place called Emmaus and talking about all that had happened, when a third person started walking with them. He began to explain how it all fitted together, right back to Moses and the prophets. They were amazed, and when the man came with them for food, he broke the bread, and they realized it was Jesus. But then he disappeared. They went to tell all the disciples that it was true, that he had risen from the grave, and when they were together, Jesus appeared in the middle of them again and said, "Peace be with you." They are all confused and scared. So Jesus said, "Why are you troubled, and why do doubts rise in your mind? Look at the scars on my hands and my feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." Then he asked for some food, and they gave him some fish to eat. He stayed with them and explained what he had done and all the prophecies from the scriptures.
Even though I know how this story ends, even though I've read it hundreds of times, I can't help getting really involved with the story. I keep on thinking, come on, Jesus, save yourself. Answer the questions and just say you're innocent. Run away. Get the angels to help. Smash them with a lightning bolt. There are so many opportunities for Jesus to save his life. It would have been so easy for him. But of course, every single time I read it, he doesn't escape. He goes to the cross, to the most painful and awful death there could be. He stays there through the hours until he dies for all of us. He takes the punishment for everything wrong that we have ever done and everything we will ever do. And as he does it, he blasts the doorway to the kingdom of heaven wide open for anyone who turns to him. And then he comes back. He defeats the greatest enemy that humanity faces, death and the devil, and he returns to life, to everyone's very great surprise, as the conquering king, ready to be with his people again. He visits his friends, he talks with them, he eats with them, he explains what on earth has just happened, and the whole universe is changed. Now there is a way for all of humanity to enter into relationship with God and into God's kingdom. Now we don't have to rely on our strength or our goodness. We don't have to make offerings to try to buy or win our way into heaven, because Jesus has done it for us. But like Jesus, to enter into this new thing that God has done, to enter into the kingdom, we have to leave our old life behind us. We don't need to die on a cross because Jesus did that for us already, but we do need to make a decision to leave the old life and the old things behind us. We have to decide that I want to live with and I want to live for Jesus. I want to move into the kingdom. I want to move into relationship with him. Now, maybe that's a decision that you've already made, and that's so amazing and so fantastic. But whether you have or not, Easter Sunday, when we remember the incredible thing that Jesus did in dying and raising to life again, Easter Sunday is a great way to commit to that again. Or if you haven't done it before, to move into a brand new life. To say sorry for our sins. To say, I don't want that life anymore, and putting that behind me, I want to live with you, Jesus. I want to be a part of your amazing family and kingdom. If you'd like to do that today, you pray this prayer with me. Dear God, I'm sorry for all the wrong things I have done. Thank you for sending Jesus to rescue me. I want to live with you in your kingdom. Amen. Sparky, that's such an amazing prayer to pray. And if it was your first time praying with it, I'd love to invite you to talk to an adult who maybe showed you this video, or someone at church, and just have a chat with them so they can say well done and pray with you and help you take your next steps on your Christian journey. Whoa, Sparky! Jesus rose from the dead, defeated death, and made a way for us all to go and live in his kingdom and in heaven forever and ever and ever. Isn't that amazing? Oh, phew, what a good Easter Sunday, and how good is it that Jesus did that for us? What's that? Sparky wants to know if in heaven they eat Easter eggs to celebrate. What do you think, Sparky? Do you know what? I think they probably do too, but probably just not 22 Easter eggs, hey Sparky. He has managed to calm down a little bit by now. We've played a lot of fetch, but also you have got your craft today is to decorate an egg. Now it's always good to hard boil these so they don't go splat everywhere, which is what Sparky's one did, wasn't it? But you hard boil them and then you can use paint or pen or that's probably the ones, maybe a stamper or something to decorate your lovely egg. You can display them to make a lovely Easter decoration to celebrate Jesus. All right, well, have a lovely Easter and we will see you next week. Bye.